So, what are we working on next then? Honestly, I feel that the next thing we need to work on... I am tempted to build the shrine. A small shrine to Krator would be nice, I think. This can be quite large. It would allow many worshippers. A little shrine to Krator next to our Aavak pasture, I think would be kind of a nice thing to do. And now I know which direction it should be pointing in. Well, perhaps I should have this shrine more in the marketplace. Maybe next to the food stall. What do you think, chat? Go for more of the town square to have the shrine, or have a shrine? Like, temples feel like they should be in town squares. A shrine should be dotted around, because you're going to have a lot of them, I feel. Tuck it up here. Maybe a little bit of room for some extra decorations along the side of the road, but yeah, I kind of like the idea of this. So we're going to pop that little shrine over there. So that's going to take care of our Krator worshippers, which in turn is going to help with the Aavak, so it makes sense to put it there. I can make a mass grave right now. Graveyard is going to require tech, so it's far away from us. A rudimentary place to bury the diseased, giving no happiness boost, but can prevent the dangers of having decomposing bodies in the streets. We're a little ways away from needing one, but it's probably best that we have it before we need it. But I'm going to build it further away. I don't want the mass grave near to everything else. This is kind of our shame. So we're going to tuck it into the woods, I think. Somewhere kind of just in here. That'll allow 12 graves. Now, the thing with graves is graves get replaced over time. Like, the way that a grave will work in this game is it's not the, like, well, this can only hold 22 people and that's it, that forever. The body will eventually decompose, or it'll, for other reasons, be no longer there, and that spot will be opened up. But right now we don't have, like, I don't want a case of us having a disease event and nowhere to put the bodies, because that will suck badly. So we're going to create a mass grave, and I know that sounds so bad. It's like, you're preparing with a mass grave. Yes I am. But it's better to have a grave than no grave in this game. And until we get research up, which is going to require more population, I can't even look at doing that. Things are kind of wobbly, but sure. Let's get you on the go. Do I want to increase the amount of workload there? Is fine. It's fine. Load. Available servers 0 of 50 is because no one's there to do the work. Right, the workload is crazy high over here, so I'm going to increase this up. We're going to pop in a couple more people in there. Up to 6 people can now work the pasture, which is going to increase the amount of meat, the amount of leather, the amount of livestock. So it's going to increase the births of new Aavaks. With cannibalism, do you need a graveyard if you just have Tilapi? You would still use it for plagues, yeah. Which is why I'm building it. I'm preempting anything that might, collapse our population early. And, like, a poorly dealt with plague is about as dangerous as you might imagine it would have been in real life, Suddenly, a bunch of people you go through a really bad flu season, and you've got suddenly loads of bodies that you didn't account for, and all of a sudden, other people are getting sick with very different problems now. And it isn't just the fact that, you know, unfortunately, the old and the very young died from the flu. It's now bunches of people are getting dysentery and getting all other kinds of disease-related problems. But we are going to need to actually get a work. What is that going to be? Afterlife, no. Logistics, administration, military, crafting. We need a carpenter because we, frankly, need furniture. And we're going to need the furniture before we need other things. So, but this is going to cause noise. So we do need to be aware of that. Crafting, if I have a look at that. Workshop that carves furniture out of wood. It does emit noise. The accident rate is about 13%, so people will start dying from this, potentially, or getting wounds at the very least. The tilapia are not great at it. The Dondorans are, and the Krators are amazing. You can make weapons here if you upgrade to it through research. Should I go for the... should I build the tree farm first? I might actually want to. Root orchard as well, we can do that. Oh no, that needs furniture first. So I do need to build the carpenter first. And this is going to be our first big area. This huge forest over here is going to be a large logging area that feeds into a carpenter's workshop at the top. I think that's going to work out quite well. Is that built? Oh, it is built. This is the first time I've actually played around with anything like this. Okay. Oh, wow. The load is already 97.6%. What the heck? Alright. Yes, I agree, Orox. I agree. Well, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get this down. And then we're probably going to be going on another tea break. Right, I'm going to want a decent-sized carpentry area. Once I've worked out how much... Well, no, let's start with the shape. I want to make this a rounded building with a central double doors going in. So, first thing, you're always going to need one storage. And this is where the finished carpentry items are placed. And I'm thinking this can live here. Just in the middle there. Pop the doors. Pop, pop. Then you want workbenches. Now, this is not a grand shape for this. Let's, in fact, increase this out a little bit. To allow for that. There we go. Storage can consequently be a little bit bigger. Workbenches can then be tucked in. So this will give us 10 employees on that side, 10 employees on this side. We've got a little bit of a problem there. Can I do that? Yes, I can. That greatly stabilizes this room. But my efficiency is still only 50%. So I've got potentially 20 employees. Now I want auxiliaries to be able to improve the efficiency. 68, 87, 100. But let's change that a little bit. Let's do something like that instead. That's already 100. In that case, I want one there, and this one can go here. There we go. I think that'll look nicer. In fact, with that, I could afford to pull this in a little bit more if I wanted to. Yeah. Kind of like that. We'll still have the double door. It's a reasonable sized building. Good isolation. It's made of wood. It's going to still cost me a whomping amount of stone, but we've got enough stone for it. We've probably got enough wood to set this up already as well. But, no, I don't remember. I recall that you could have, under logistics, you could have haulers. Fetches a certain resource and hauls it to a location. Good for moving resources great distances. Haulers are free to construct, but must be placed on clear ground. Maybe that's not the best thing then. Maybe I could have a private warehouse for wood over here. But the only problem with that is that I would need to employ someone in that warehouse, which isn't ideal. Is it better to have dedicated warehouses like that? Like a single warehouse with one person who's responsible for gathering wood and storing it in this place in a dedicated warehouse with potentially several crates worth of storage, or one hauler. Does anyone in chat know? Because it feels very much like that is a that's an important choice. How are we doing down here in terms of... There's no missing resources right now. Auto employ, no. Turn off, no. How are we doing in terms of repairing the road? Are we doing... That's interesting. I would have assumed that they would have been spending a decent amount of time repairing all that. Haulers are good for gathering distant resource node with workstation. I think hauler helps with moving general things long distances when you just need things moved quick and don't want to build. Okay. Well, let's have a look at this again then. So, because there's the transport as well. So, just to be sure that everyone's on the same page, we've got warehouses, which you already know how that works. They've got a reasonable range to them. But you've got haulers, which fetch a single type of resource. And then you've got transports. Transports are... this will transport very large quantities of a selected resource to a selected room, such as a hauler or a warehouse. The transport requires livestock to operate. So this one is basically a caravan. Because the way Silent Ghost was describing haulers, good for gathering distant resource nodes with a workstation, I would have said the transports would better fit that. Because they move enormous amounts of goods from distant points. Whereas haulers will fetch a single thing, but it's still only a single person rather than a wagon. And then a warehouse is much like a hauler, but it has a whole room that it works with. I have one warehouse with transports are new in 6.5. Transport are just basically better haulers. Oh, okay. I see. A hauler can gather up to a stack of 64. Ah, okay. How much wood does a metal jewelry... Where's the wood? There we are. So that's 74. So a hauler could gather an entire single stack. How much can a normal... how much can a builder carry? Does it tell me? Oh, you're carrying 2 at a time. Okay, so that's a tiny amount. Well, either option would take up a single person. That's one of the things to consider. A hauler would take a worker, and so would a warehouse worker take a worker. It's just, it feels like a warehouse worker is pretty... can store more? I might be wrong, though. Let's have a look, because it did say they were free to build, didn't it? So a hauler there. How much can a single hauler maintain? Because you can build them massively. Does this... a single hauler fill every single tile here? Is that how that works? Being able to move things to open ground and then let the warehouse workers with a smaller radius move their specific things. Right, so that would require 2 people. That's not as interesting to me. Because I feel like we're so close to other things that a single warehouse worker would still be okay to do it. But I do see what you're saying, though. A single warehouse worker with a smaller radius is going to be more efficient because they're only going to busy themselves with a single product. And maybe later on, yeah, that makes sense. Having one hauler and a warehouse worker will make more sense when I've got a larger population. I can afford that kind of thing. That does make sense to me, yeah. How are we doing for... We're actually bad for wood at the moment. Okay, let's get some more trees felled then. The trees do regrow over time, but they regrow in very specific places from what I remember. Could be wrong about that, though. I've forgotten so much about how to play this game. And I really do appreciate the patience that people are having with me in chat, especially those who know the game well. I can only imagine it's a bit rough watching me fumble my way around. If you use a single specialized warehouse that surrounds the building, it takes care of noise and resources in the next room, basically, and the product only needs to be hauled to the next room. Speeds production of crafts. Yeah, no. I'm going to be building a warehouse specifically for wood here, yeah. I have a river down here. Yes. What are we waiting on? It is the wood that we're waiting on. Can I bring more people in? I can. Very well, I will take 3 of you. Oof. Actually, that only dropped my loyalty by a little bit. But it is trending down hard. But there is some religious happiness here. Opposition. Different religions like other religions differently. Some just don't mix and can cause unrest. Oh, this is where I don't recognize the look of the various religions. This is disliked by your plebeians. Higher value equals less fulfillment. Right, okay. To reach max fulfillment, it needs to be 0, but it's currently going up. But shrine, gained by having access to quality shrines of the subject's religion. This is liked by your plebeians. Higher values equal more fulfillment. Well, I mean... Oh, there we are. Yeah, it's right at the top. So, Krator... doesn't really care. So, the... Kratorism, like, it has no opposition. At least if I'm reading this correctly. If we look down the list... from Krator, it's like, yeah, 0, 0, 0. They're just happy to exist. I like them. Then we've got the Schmalerism. They dislike Krator, but a little bit, but are quite unhappy with Athorism. Athorism doesn't care about, well, itself and also Kratorism, that's fine, but they strongly disapprove of both Aminonianism and Schmalerism. I'm going to have to mouse over them continuously because I can't get the names to stick in my head. And then Aminonianism. Aminionism, not Aminom. Aminionism dislikes Arthurism and Kratorism, but only a little bit for Kratorism. So that's not too bad then. And honestly, until there's this kind of wallop of followers here, I'm not going to bother putting up the shrines for the others. I just don't see a reason to. But we do need to get some sort of burial up and running, because that's also going to improve the religion happiness. Decent amount of our population are employed. They're happy about that. Decent amount of got fulfillment. Also happy about that. Four gods. 2 evil, 3 good. No, two evil, 2 good, yes. The 2 dark gods are basically Sauron and Shelob. Rude. Shelob was here, she'd be like, how dare you talk about my sister like this? She just misunderstood. So, Aavak and Lady Shelob, how dare? My lord. Compare me to Sauron. Instead of the correct comparison, which is, of course, Morgoth. You scallywag. I didn't shred my soul and inject my essence into literally the whole of creation just so someone would disrespect me like this. Right, okay. They've immediately fully employed, which is not what I wanted. 5 at most, please. Thank you. This is the only recipe that I can do currently, so that's fine. Is that tools or... it's warhammers, okay. There we go. Also, can we just sit back? Because I saw someone... I can't remember who it was, but I was kind of just like lurking in the tea room, and it got on to Lord of the Rings, and someone was talking about how Sauron was so much more successful than his predecessor because he did more damage to Middle-earth. I was like, hang on a second, are we talking about the same people right now? Because one of them made a ring and caused a couple of wars. The other one literally corrupted creation. One of them you could kill. The other one, even after they had died, you can't get rid of them because they are literally woven through the fabric of everything. You can never remove the taint that Morgoth placed on creation without literally undoing the whole of creation and starting again. I'm sorry, but in terms of, you know, success, there's little picture and big picture, and I feel that Morgoth really is playing in an entirely different, like, it's so much of a different league. It is a different game. My lord. Right, let's go ahead and throw together a quick warehouse over here, I think. This doesn't need to be much. Something like this would more than work. Could this work? I wonder. Did something like that. Oh, it's kind of an awkward shape. We're making our carpenters a little hat for their workshop. How beautiful. We could have a door on... Alright, let's pause this for a second. A door on this side, a door on that side. And then as for crates... Hunk. I dislike the positioning there so much. I really, really wish we could shimmy this around a little bit, but okay. I could do that. I'm actually tempted to. But if I do that, then I may as well do it down here as well. This is going to be an awful lot of wood stored. I'm just saying. There's 20... how much storage? The 1.4k storage for wood. I feel maybe I'm going a little bit overboard. Let me also check out one thing. If I pop that there and then I close this off... Oh, it still works. Okay. Okay, that works. That definitely works. We can do this. We can have a little bitty one there as well. There we go. Now we can store 729. Nerd. Ha! I love it. Look, okay? I keep my nerd in a bottle most of the time. But every now and then I see other larval nerds misquoting the deep lore. How dare they? You don't go around and just accidentally mispronounce the deep magics. You know what kind of chaos you can bring with that kind of shenanigans? Awful. Scallywaggery of the highest order. Right, let's get this up and running. How much wood does the carpenter use per day? Presently, it's using 15.1 a day. So we really don't need this, but I mean, I could anyway. Why not? That being said, I mean, there is an argument to be made to just, keep this nice and sensible, but I would rather several days worth of production worth of wood being stored. Other people are being wrong on the internet. Yes, yeah, pretty much. Well, okay. Speaking of nerd discussions, Aavak, in your opinion, could the Doctor resist the One Ring? And would he be foolish enough to touch it regardless? Yes, but also yes. He wouldn't know he could resist it, and he would still touch it anyway. Because, come on, he would. The touching it is not a point of discussion. The resisting it is the part. And I think it depends on the Doctor whether the resisting would happen or not. I'm going to say... Oh, I might be going out on a bit of a limb here. Alright. Okay. This might be a bit much nerd even for me, but I will say that the 12th Doctor could resist it. At enormous personal sacrifice and enduring incredible amounts of existential pain, but would do so. And then at the end of it would just come off with something smart. Not even smart, just something egregiously doctorish. When asked why, it'd be like, I've got a duty of care. Half the Doctors would lick it. That is the most true thing I have ever read on the internet. 221T. Early 10th would fall hard. Time Lord victorious and all that. 11th resists because he just wants to have fun, but barely. War Doctor after the special, yes. Before, I'd say no. And 12 probably. I really strongly feel that the 12th Doctor would resist it. And we'll probably have some emotional monologue about how he's seen what these things do in the past. And maybe he was even responsible for it doing that thing in the past at some point. And as a consequence, we'll make sure that no one ever has to go through it again, etc., etc. The 12th Doctor was the heavy emotional feels Doctor, but not in the same way that like the 9th Doctor was. Because the 9th Doctor, I mean, in fact, most of the Doctors have heavy emotional feels, but I don't know. I feel that the 12th Doctor was heavy emotional feels in the sort of Vietnam PTSD kind of way. It was heavy for different reasons. It was heavy because this person was tortured by the heaviness. Yeah, 12 was gravitas emotion, 9 was heavy but withdrawn. I agree with that, actually, Rose Sand. I agree. And 9 says, Heaven Sent Confession Dial shows that the ring just doesn't have enough time to break 12. Yeah, pretty much. I'm 100% with you on that one. Yes. The ring would run out of time to break the 12th Doctor. What was it that he punched his way through? Was it a time crystal or something like that? Right, how are we doing wood-wise? We're doing okay, and we're starting to stock up now on a few of the necessities, which means that at finally, long last, our people can poop. Eventually, I mean, once I've built it. I'm not going to build... I'm not going to build the lavatory next to our throne because we might get confused on which throne we're meant to be sat on. We will build the lavatory. I feel that it should be somewhere near the town square, but maybe not right next to the eatery. Maybe it could be some sort of thing down here, a little tucked away place. Let's make something like this. And as much as this weirds the bejeebus out of most people in chat, okay, we're going Roman with this, and I refuse to take any of your complaints, chat. All right? This is how it's been done for a very long time. Everyone's like, no, I'm going to have to sit opposite. Well, you are if you're going to go to the toilet. Yes, you are going to have to sit opposite someone and stare them in the eyes. And one of you will establish dominance. And it might not be you, and that's what you're really frightened of, isn't it? There we go. And you have a nice little... It would be nice if we could have some sort of water font just running down and some nice... collection pools for, well, not so much collection pools, but active running water through basins. That would be lovely, but alas, that's a little bit far away from us right now. This can service quite a few people, 2 employees. I think that's fine. The society that poops together enslaves together. God damn it, chat. You say some awful things that I then read, and then I worry that someone's going to clip me reading them. Toilets, PvP mode. Oh, a lavatorium, indeed. Oh. Like reading your feed on the toilet. God damn. I feel that several people in chat just got called out there. I feel that a lot of people in chat feel that they may have just had some shade cast their way. And might be resolving like, maybe I'm going to leave my smartphone at the desk the next time I go on a bio break. But we all know that's not going to happen. We need more trees. Quite badly, actually, now. So... I don't want to cut from this forest. Although, I suppose cutting from this part of the forest would be alright. Hello, Dairaku. How you doing, mate? I don't want to cut from too close to the mass grave. Let's leave that where it is. We can grab a goodly amount of wood from over here. Until I've got the furniture needed to build the Woodcutters. This is the way we're going to do it. Thank you, Nine. Dapplings. Followed Nine's example. Straight into battle. Man the catapults. Do we need to man the cat? I feel that as far as munitions go, men don't make the best catapult ammunition. I mean, it certainly is going to be demoralizing for the opponents, you know, being smacked in the face by the people flung at high velocity and just the explosion of gore. But I feel that it's going to have as strong a negative impact on our own morale as on the enemies, frankly. I could possibly stretch to an Aavak. Aavak the catapults. I mean, there's definitely room for that. There's historic precedence about catapulting cows and sheep and pigs at your enemies. We could definitely sort that out. But yeah, I really just don't feel that. In addition to reducing our labor force, it's not going to have as devastating an impact as being, you know, struck by a 1-ton cow. Reminds me of the mod that lets you use babies for ammo in mortars in RimWorld, says Norse Teammate. Norse Teammate, and I feel that you and I play very different games of RimWorld when we mod it. Yeah, I've got nothing to add. I'm in awe. Alright. Okay. We are back to making furniture. Let's have a look at the noise. Oh, it makes a little heart. How lovely. Because we got the double doors there, a lot of noise gets out, but that's fine because we're going to be building a huge noisy thing down here no matter what. So I'm kind of signing this place off for noise. That's why I'm building more stuff down on this side. We want a couple more people. We want exactly 3 more people. Pomp. There we go. A new level has been bestowed upon your name. We are now an Emir. An Emir is a chosen one destined to lead their people to greatness. Indeed. Immigration plus 0.5 and happiness plus 0.05. Hooray for us. We're going up in the world. Still not seeing any meat yet, though. We've only got 17 of the 66 animals we need. Sad times. So we're going to increase the amount of tending that's happening over there. Also, I want exactly 1 person here, and I want exactly... Oh, where is the wood? There we are. All of the wood and fetch. What? No. 9. So, if fetch is toggled, a deliveryman will fetch this resource from other stockpiles that have not enabled fetch for their resource. So effectively, I've told this place to be a higher priority. And that is going to help out a lot. Ooh, we didn't name the shrine to Krator. We totally need to do that. Okay. This is going to be... the Weird Whispering Shrine. There you go. Rejoice, Weird Morningstar. You've got an entire shrine named for you. Krator is pleased. I've got the carpenters. I was going to say Candy Rave Carpenters because of the alliteration, but you'd call it a joinery and it kind of irritates me. Sorry, Candy Rave Carpentry. There you go. Candy Rave Carpentry. No. To employ. Bad. Naughty. Keep that at 5. And we've got warehouse number 2. This one... I'm going to name this after the Candy Rave Carpentry. Candy Rave Storage. Just so I know. feel that one's a special case. The latrine should be renamed Warehouse Number 2. Why? But once this is done, we're going to be saving up our furniture to build a lumber area down here, which will then be able to sustain itself in the long term. We'll continue building more things around. The road is still a decent route for people to take. I could make it a lot better, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. We're going to need some more boarding soon, too. We're producing 6.68 on average per day, but it's going to take us a while to get up to the amount of animals we need. We need a lot more tending to be happening as well. We're going to take that all the way up to 10. It would be ideal if we could get some more peeps in here, but we're going to have to wait for that one, I think. I keep thinking this game is called Songs of Syx, but there's no T. Why do I keep adding a T? Because of the river Styx. You're just familiar with it. Yeah, setting up some farming is probably not a bad idea either. Get rid of that. We've only got 6 days worth of food though, which is a little bit concerning. How are we doing for people in here? Yeah, we've got still some room. We don't need to rush to sort that out just yet, but... how are we doing for wood? Well, not really. I guess they do have quite a fair ways to go in order to harvest it. And they're trying to share that out between a couple of places right now. So that's the main drawback for us. To that end, I'm going to say let's drop the amount of people working here in order to increase our jobbers so that they can help with the construction sites. Yep. Oh, actually, we do have meat here. So we are bringing her in. Huh. The tilapia like fruit. They like meat. They'd like eggs. And no one particularly likes rations, but it's nice to have because it stocks things up and keeps people from worrying about food scarcity. A little worried about our animals, though. That's going to be something we need to work on. We could always add some more hunters at some point as well. But for the right now, we're waiting on the furniture. That's going to take a little while for us to get together, actually. This is doing okay-ish. And there should be enough wood coming in for this to work. So I think we're safe enough for me to go ahead and pop this on a slow speed while I go and have a tea break. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can kind of watch the town square coming together. You're listening to the news on your back. Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to question it. All right. We are going to go on a tea break. I will be a couple of minutes. It is 6:15 in the morning for me. So maybe I'll be a couple more minutes because I'm going to go and check in on Lady Sheila, check in on Tilly, see if she wants some noms, poke my head in, bury it in the ferrets. Just to become part of the floof pile for a few moments to recharge my batteries, and then I shall be back. I recommend that you get up, move around, grab yourselves a drink, etc. Whatever you need to do. And when we return, more Songs of Syx. What's this game about? It's a city builder. Right now, it doesn't look like much. It's more like a little hamlet or township builder. But this gets very big, very quick. So right now, we're just passing some time, expanding our population. I'm going to authorize these 3 to join us. I could, at any point, authorize someone else to join, but I don't really care for that, for other races joining us just yet. That is something that we're going to want to do, though. But right now, it's not necessary. Also, fairly certain that is the way out, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Why am I... Yeah, that is the right. I've no idea why I left an exit on this site at all. My brain. Leaking out of my ears. There we go. And then I want to then remove these. Dunk. There we go. Probably going to put down some housing down here as well. With a little alley. So that people on this side are going to be able to get across. Or I could put in some apartments, actually. That might not be a bad idea. I love the music in this game. My lord. What is the war crime potential in this game? We're not talking about that. We're definitely not talking about that. That is not a thing that we're talking about. There are no war crimes. Crimes? I don't even know what you're talking about. What? No, how can there be any crimes? We don't have any laws. No. I'm definitely not playing the cannibal elves either. That's also not a thing that's going on. People are right. Did someone say war crimes? Oh my lord. Right, the tilapia, I think there's 2 more. Yes, okay, so that brings us up to a very respectable 30 tilapia. I am starting to feel that we want some farms, but honestly, I would rather have more people working the Aavak pasture, because that's going to give us more and more and more meat. And the tilapia, they like meat, so that seems like a pretty solid one for us to go for. If we have a look at them over here, services, it's actually all right. Lavatories has increased their happiness a decent amount. Religion, I mean, we've not got any graves or crypts, but at least we have got somewhere to put bodies. Opposition is going down. That's why, because although this has increased by 2, we've got 2 more people, 2 more tilapia who worship the Chaos Lord. We've got a lot more people now who worship Kratorism. So this is working well for us. In terms of the shrine, though, I'm not sure that this little shrine is enough. No, the load is okay. They probably just want a temple or something. More than anything else. That's fine, though. That's fine. We haven't named our lavatory. So, who's going to... Pemdas. What a dubious honor. Pemdas Poop House. There you go. You're welcome. I bet you're so happy that you redeemed a naming game. Okay, so with that done, at this point we're going to need a couple more homes. Let's have a look at you. How are you feeling right now? Better access to Shrine of my religion. Who do you worship? The god of his kin is Krator. Okay. Wants better access to markets of good quality, taverns of good quality, and every day I need to spend a lot of time clearing my muddy feet. We need more and better roads in our city. Okay. Okay, that's actually a decent one. That will help in a lot of other ways. Let's go for that then. Road. Not there, because roads. Okay. So, I'm not sure why these roads aren't being maintained. Maybe that is just what those roads look like now. Do I need to select them or something? Do I need to designate that they're allowed to repair those? This is a janitor, right? No idea. Regardless, though, we're going to need more housing, so I'm going to work on that one first. Can we... That would be amazing, but sadly no. Do we want to put a double wall so they can't hear people pooping? Sure. However, I'm gonna pop you... Oh, no, wrong way. No, oh, damn it. Remove talk. And all of that. Okay, I need the cancel jobs. Then we want to pop down some apartments. These are the swankiest domiciles because they are the most private domiciles. We'll have a double wall between them and the lavatory, though. That seems fair. Should I drink milk tea, boba, or iced? Boba. Definitely. Yeah, you can redeem naming game preemptively. Yep. Oh, God. Really? Miss Minnie, we've been talking on and off about Palworld throughout the stream for various reasons. But Miss Minnie says, everyone's thoughts on Palworld, and then Bloody Falcon said, looks like Pokemon with blackjack and hookers, also guns. To which Miss Minnie has responded, no blackjack, but unfortunately the hookers is accurate. Okay, alright. And obviously it does have firearms, and you capture your poker friends by beating them with a bat. And or guns, I guess. What? Interesting. But does anyone know how we claim roads? Because this is degraded. How do I... Oh, enable maintenance. Alright. That's how we enable it. Fair enough. I want all of this to be maintained. Whole reason for it. And honestly, a big part of me wants to maintain it all the way up to the top of the screen, because then that will allow migrants in faster. But that is going to draw a lot from our janitors. But this is okay. I might need to increase my janitors a little bit for that one. That's a big job that I'm giving them. Right, we've got plenty of cotton. We've got a good bit of herbs. Once we've got these homes, I'm going to be able to do a little bit more with it. But one thing that I'm stacking up leather right now, but I can actually use that at the moment. And the reason why I can do that is if I go into access, I can allow people to use things in their homes. So, to that end, I'm going to say right now I'm not using the leather myself. So, you're allowed to gather leather. And you're also allowed to gather some wood for personal use. They will then go and collect the leather, collect the wood, and then they will deliver it to their homes and start to decorate a little bit. To that end, it would be worthwhile for me now to make a marketplace, I would say. Let me just make sure I've got the right one, though. Yeah. So, I like the idea of having a large market just kind of along this stall. Of course, the food court is going to be the main thing. But then maybe we have a couple of other things going on. Maybe something like this. Let's have a look at that. I would need to give it a little bit more room, I think. We can do that. No, I need to bring it in a bit. But this would still work. It would have service for up to 10 people. Almost a full employee. If I do that, then it gives me practically a full employee. That being said, I could probably organize this a little bit better. That might be better if I can do it. Yes, I can. Sure, we'll do that. That's going to give us a mark as well. I'm going to have to bring in some of the furniture for that, but that should be okay. Right, we've got enough room now to add some more population into the place, which will be fine. Okay. I've heard one factoid on Palworld that I need to share. Humanoids are not exempt from Palworld's Pokeball. I see. Palworld, you can capture humans in Pokeballs, and then you can butcher them. It seems Dark Aavak friendly. Not sure if that's a good thing. They basically want a GTA to have Pokemon in it. What? I disagree. What? Oh, you disagree with the idea of it being GTA with Pokemon in it, or you disagree with the desire to have GTA with Pokemon? Jake Toady said... Aavak, I'm closing up Palworld for the night, and just before I logged out, my base was attacked by monsters named Bandwagon Fangirls. I see. It's conceptually inconsistent and ethically strange. Huh. Okay. Oh, okay. Miss Minnie proved that it works on humans, said Miss Minnie. Now, there is a pop-up that warns you it is not ethical to capture humans, but then it allows you to do it. Well, I mean, that's no worse than this, for example, where it's definitely not ethical to take slaves, but it'll allow you to do it. And in some ways, it'll encourage you to do it. So, I'm not gonna, jump on a bandwagon because of that. But there are a lot of things that are being said that are like, I have questions. I'm going to allow my maintenance crew to get this dirt road a bit better before I start worrying about other things. Oh, look at that. They've put in wooden floorboards. How wonderful. I approve. The not Pokemon in Palworld look very Pokemon-like. I sense an impending lawsuit. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that someone's come a cropper of Nintendo. We're still waiting on furniture, and to that end, I'm going to increase the amount of people working here, up to 5. There we go. That's not going to leave us a whole lot of people to as my workforce, but it's all right for now. Let's go ahead and authorize 4 more Talapi to join us. I think we're going to grow our population of Talapi up to 50. Once we hit 50 Talapi, I think that's where we're going to say, okay, well, we've got enough. Now we can start looking at expanding in different areas. Wouldn't mind putting 3 more in there, actually. Yeah. Let's continue to push this up. Having a healthy amount of furniture available for building is just going to be useful. But in addition to that, once I've got enough, I can just have them use it for housing. But considering the amount of wood I've got, I'm going to allow my tilapia to take a little bit more for personal use. 0.25 items per year. Estimate -3 in total per year. Over here, estimate is -3. Really? How's that? That seems wrong, but sure. Alright, we're now at max capacity for our leather, which is a little bit of a problem, but we're getting a lot more of the daily tending done. We're now up to about 1/3 of the animals in here. Once we get this up to 66, then it balances out very, very well. Because suddenly we'll be accruing this. We'll have loads more meat, loads more leather coming in at all times. Right now, we've got a very meat-heavy diet. Look at that. They've got some luxury in those homes. And as a consequence, they're trying now to all cram into whatever homes have got the most items. Like, they've got tables and such in there. Because they've got wood available to get. Right. I'm going to allow you to pretty much grab whatever you want. That's fine. But we're going to need a name for this marketplace. And this marketplace is going to be Kira, Liz, and Nick, and Max. There you go.